here with another segment, day 11 of my personal Periscope challenge. And this is my Instagram profile. I just posted this morning, of course. Good morning, Fatima. How are you? Just sharing my Instagram. I'm at Samantha Gregory right there, and you can check it out. But today I'm talking about goals. My Instagram is about confidence because I am a confidence coach. I'm creating confident queens, and you're going to see a lot about confidence on my site, Instagram. But this morning, let's talk about goals. Are you setting goals? Are you winning in your goals? Well, we're going to talk about that. And 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. I am setting up here on my, if I can get it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I think we're good. We're good. Okay, so this morning we're talking about goals. And have you been watching the Olympics? I mean, it's been some really good stuff on the Olympics. My favorite are, should I reach out to you on your coaching Facebook or Samantha Gregory? Reach out to me on Facebook. I'm on there. I check it, and I'm revamping my site at samanthagregory.com. And so just reach out to me there. So my question, have you been watching the Olympics? I love the Olympics. It's like one of my favorite. I look forward to every 4 years. I'm looking forward to the Olympics, and it just amazes me, the power of the athletes, how they go for the goal every single time they get out and perform. My favorite is gymnastics and swimming, diving. I love all of those things. But we can have Olympic-sized dreams, right? We should. So before we get into that and get into how the Olympians, how they create their goals, how they reach their goals to go from just a dream, like I really want to do this because I have talent and skill, to actually being on an Olympic podium getting a medal. So do you watch the Olympics, and what's your favorite sport? Share with me in the comments below. If you watch Olympics, type in 1. If you tell me, and then you can tell me your favorite sport. That would be fantastic. Because if we're all cheering for Team USA, if you happen to be in USA, if you're other places, that's okay. Cheer for your team. I will not begrudge you that. But when I was looking at what was I looking at last night? Swimming. I was looking at swimming last night, and no, it was a few days ago, and I think you've probably seen some of those memes with Michael Phelps and the Brazilian. I think it was a Brazilian, but it was so funny to me because the guy, you catch necklace. Me too. That's kind of what I've been doing. I used to just watch it all day, but I haven't been doing that lately because I've been working on my business. But Michael Phelps was swimming. I don't remember if it was a freestyle or it was one of them. I can't remember. But one of his rivals was just staring him down, like trying to intimidate him. And it was so funny. The guy was like making a spectacle of himself. But the meme has been, winners, they stay focused, but losers, they watch the winners. Now that to me was like, wow, it's so true. If we spend so much time watching the winners, we never really get in the game, and we cannot win ourselves. We become losers because we're watching other people. So let's talk about setting goals. How did Michael Phelps, how did Simone Biles, how did Gabby Douglas, how did all these stars of the Olympics get to where they are? But it first started with a goal. No, it started with a dream, because some kids who are especially athletically talented, they know there's something in them, and they go out and they practice. They may join a team, but then the coach probably says to them, you know what, you probably could try out for the team, and you can get on the team, and then they start winning, and then they set a goal because they figure, you know what, I'm good enough and I can go for the Olympics. And so they set their goal. And so the goal is not just, I'm going to go to the Olympics. they set goals through different segments. So with a swimmer or with a gymnast, it's all about the scoring, the timing, how fast they go or how difficult their routine is. And so they set goals to incrementally increase or decrease their time or increase the difficulty of what they're doing. And so it doesn't all happen overnight. It happens little by little. And so when we set our goals for our business, for our life, for whatever it is that we're doing, we set incremental goals to help us move forward to that bigger thing that we want to achieve. So with a gymnast, they increase the level of difficulty that their routine is going to be. And they practice. And when they reach that level of difficulty and they stick that landing, they know they've reached a goal. But then they make it even more difficult. And so they may falter a little bit. They may fail. They may fall in their behind. But they keep going. They keep practicing until they stick that landing. And they keep going and going and going until they have such a routine that it's amazing. It looks effortless. And then they're like, wow, I did it. And then next thing you know, they're standing on the podium. They're getting the goal. But they had to go through some trials. They had to go through some tests. They had to go through some failures in order to reach that goal. And so with us, it's similar. We have a big goal, a grandiose goal. And the bigger the goal, the better. And the goal should be so big that it scares you. And that gives you the drive and the motivation to reach that goal. And guess what? The bigger the goal is, the little things that you accomplish along the way, they are 10 times more than what other people do. Because guess what? Most people will not create a goal for themselves because they're afraid of failure. But here's the thing. You failed anyway because you haven't even tried. And that in and of itself is tragic. And so when we set a goal for ourselves to double our income or to find love or to start a business or to complete to lose a certain amount of weight, whatever it may be, getting started is half the battle. Then the next part of it is continuing on and keeping that momentum going. So there are times in my life when I feel stuck. And I admit it. I feel stuck sometimes because I get overwhelmed with information and it feels like I am not going to do the things that I want to do, or I can't choose what I want to do. But then I discovered a while ago, if I do just one thing, it doesn't have to be mind-blowing, it doesn't have to be rocket science, but if I do one thing and then I do another thing and then I do another thing and I complete each of those tasks, then I find the momentum building, and then I'm able to, when I'm focused, and then I'm able to reach that goal that I've set out for myself. And it makes me feel so good to be able to do that. So how do you set a goal? What's the process that you take? First, you think about it, and then you want to get really clear on what that goal for yourself is going to be. What's the end result? You have to begin with the end in mind. And then as you begin with the end in mind, you see clearly that thing that you want to accomplish, that thing you want to do. You have in your mind's eye what that goal is going to be, the end result is going to be. Then you write it down. The first thing is you think about it and visualize it. The second thing is to write it down, because writing it down, people who write down their goals are 9 times out of 10 more likely to reach that goal. And so when they reach the goal, they're like, wow, I did it. And it's almost like nature and the universe takes over and it says, okay, you've made a decision and we're going to honor that decision and we're going to do everything in our power to help you reach that goal. Years ago, when my daughter was around 2 years old, I sat down and I think I read Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And in it, he talked about creating your goals. And so I wrote down all the things that I wanted to accomplish. And it may have been like on a notebook size paper. And I just wrote down everything I wanted. what I wanted to accomplish. I didn't do any deadlines. Probably could have, probably should have, but I didn't. I just wanted to get it out of my head and onto paper. So I put the paper away, and I mean, I didn't like concentrate on it. I didn't do anything beyond thinking about what I wanted and writing it down. And so I put it away, put it in my desk, and then I went and I just lived my life. And then about maybe a year or so, yes, gold is a kind of direction, absolutely. I went and I was packing because I was about to move, and I found that list. And wouldn't you know it, I'd accomplished about half of the things on that list that I wanted to accomplish. One of the things was, at the time, this was like in 1998, I think, and my daughter was 2 years old. And I wrote down that I wanted to make $25,000 a year because at the time I was making minimum wage, and I was really tired of that, and I needed to make more money in order to support my daughter. So I wrote down I wanted to make $25,000. And so again, I put the list away. But a few months later, a friend came to me and said that she needed some help at her company, and would I be interested? So I said, sure. She told me how much it paid, and it paid a little bit over $20,000. And back then, that was pretty good. I didn't have high dreams and hopes for making millions back then. So I started working. I was working as a temp first, and then I got on full time at the job, and I started making more money. And then when I was packing to move to another place because of that job, I think one thing was more money, a better place to live, so and so. So I looked at the list. I was like, and I started tallying up the amount of money I had made. So from the job plus child support, I had made $25,000 for that year. I was like floored. I was flabbergasted because I didn't see how I was going to make that kind of money, but I did it. And the same thing with anything that you want to do, as long as you're clear about your goal, very specific about that goal, and then when you write that goal down, that's important. This morning I was listening to Brian Tracy. He's a success and sales motivational speaker and mentor, and he was saying that about 3% of the population will ever write down their goals, and then the rest of those people end up working for the people who've written down their goals and have become wealthy. So I hope that you will make it a point today to write down your goals, think about them first, be kind of specific, and write it down. And then take it further than what I did. Put a date next to it. And if you find that you're getting close to the date and you've reached the date, then adjust the date. You don't have to, you're not failing if you don't reach that goal by that date. But you're working towards it, and that's the point. You're working toward the goal. You're working toward the win that you want to get, and you're gaining more confidence as you go forward, as you are working toward that goal every single day, taking baby steps, incremental steps, doing it over and over and over again, and to the point where you are checking things off of that task list based on that goal that you're trying to reach. So that's pretty much my secret. One of my secrets to success is to develop goals, create them, and to really get there and do the best that I can, failing along the way maybe, getting tired along the way, getting overwhelmed sometimes, but that's part of the journey. And then when you reach that goal, you celebrate that goal. You celebrate reaching it, and you create a new goal for yourself, because in this life, as humans, we're always progressing. We're always moving into a higher level of self-development and progress. And so this is what we're doing every time we reach a goal. That's not where we stop. It's a place where it's a starting point for something bigger. And so definitely get to the place in your life where you are writing down your goals. You can write them at the beginning of the year. I like to write mine on my birthday because for me, that's a new beginning. You can do a mid-year review. You can do a quarterly review, a mid-year review, end-of-year review, and you kind of see where you're progressing. For some people, you may have to look at your goals every single day just to stay motivated and to keep going forward and to not give up. And so when you are getting the habit of making a goal, your Olympic-sized dreams begin to come true, and you begin to bust all kind of records for yourself, because at the end of the day, you start to compete against yourself. That's what Simone Biles, gymnast, is doing. She's basically competing against herself because she's so good. And so when you do that, you begin to see amazing transformation happen in your life, and you begin to open up yourself for more possibilities, and you begin to probably start to mentor other people as well. So when you are thinking about your life, don't think about it from a wishful place. Think about it from a goal-oriented place, and then an action-oriented place, because that's the only way to really succeed in life and to get what you want. And then trust me, when you practice this over and over again, it becomes easier and easier. You get out of your comfort zone and you get in the confidence zone, because that's where all the magic happens, in the confidence zone. And so I hope that that's this little nugget for today motivates and encourages you to get out there and start to achieve your goals, your dreams, your wishes, and turn them into amazing results for yourself. So, do you have any questions about goal setting? What keeps you from setting goals if you haven't already set them? I would love to answer some questions. So tell me, just share with me what's your goal for this second half of the year? Have you set any? I'm gonna show you. See, I wrote down some goals. Let's see if I can find it. One of my goals right now is revamping my website. I seem to set them is to follow through. Yes, that's pretty big. That's pretty crucial. So here's a couple of things that I recommend for you. Look at your goals every day. And because if you write them down, that's okay, because I find myself doing this too. If you write them down and you forget about it, then and like when I say forget about it, I mean it's like completely gone from your brain. Then you begin to you won't follow through on it. Some things you don't really have to follow through on it because you've written it down and it's in your psyche. But distracted by life, then it seems unattainable. Right. That is a big problem. But one thing that I do, especially when I'm trying to reach a goal and I'm trying to stay focused, is I say no to all those things that does not help me get to where I want to be. Things that don't serve me, because it's really easy to get distracted. We get distracted by television. We get distracted by what's happening on Facebook. We get distracted by just everyday things that we have to do to maintain our lives, whether it's our jobs, whether it's taking care of other people, cooking, cleaning, all those things. We kind of get bogged down and focused in that. And that's not to say those are bad things, but when you stop tolerating those things that distract you, then you'll find more success. So of all the goals that you have, pick one. The one thing that you really feel like you can do. It could be small, it could be big, whatever it is, just pick that one thing and kind of get hyper focused on it. Not enough time in the day, absolutely. But guess what? You can make time. Everybody has the same amount of time. So you can either get up a little earlier or go to bed a little later, or you can do it on the weekends. So those are things that you really can focus in on. And, through coaching, I can help you create a strategy, a plan to focus on your goals, and accountability to help you reach those goals. And that will give you a better chance at reaching your goals. So I've written down, actually this is my dream list, and you might not be able to see it. Here's, okay, in that angle you can probably see it. So I have a list of things that I want to accomplish, or things I want to do, and these are like my big bodacious goals. And so I'm breaking them down in little bitty pieces so that I can actually get them accomplished. And then once I do that, I focus in on the top 3 things that moves me, that really gets me going, that causes me to forget about time. And Again, it's about choices, the choices that you make every single day. And you have to ask yourself, is this choice going to get me closer to my goal? This one goal that I'm focusing on for this month or this quarter or this year. And then you just start to do things that will get you some one little thing. You could be reading something. It could be making a phone call. It could be writing an email. It could be organizing something. But don't get bogged down in those details. You just kind of write down the how. How can I get this done? What thing that I can do right now? And you make a plan to get it done. Okay? So check out SamanthaGregory.com to learn more about who I am and what I offer. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/SAGregory, and you can send me a private message, and we can talk about setting up coaching for you if that's what you need in order to reach your goals, in order to get out of your comfort zone and get into your confidence zone. So years ago, I was, by the age of 35, I was bankrupt. I was twice divorced. I was, what was I? I was really struggling with life, and I was heartbroken. And so I ended up living in my brother's spare bedroom. All my stuff, all my possessions I had in the back of my car. And I just kind of secluded myself because I was at the point where I was just feeling broken and feeling like I didn't want to live for much longer. But during that time in my brother's spare room, I thought about my life. I redefined my relationship with God. And I just decided that I needed to come up with a plan to reconstruct my life, to redefine and redevelop my life. And so even though I felt like I wanted to die at the time, I knew I had two people that I needed to live and thrive for, and those were my kids. And so pretty soon, through some learning and discovery, I learned how to move past my discomfort zone into my confident zone. And so now, after that, I doubled my income, and I found the love of an amazing man who cherishes me. And so now I'm in a space and place in my life where I'm happy and I'm content, but I'm always pushing forward to the next level, to the next thing that I want in my life, because I still have more visions and plans of things that I want to do. And so I mentor motivated women who are ready to move from their comfort zone into their confidence zone so that you can learn how to double your income and find the love that you deserve for your life. And if that's you, let's connect. Contact me at SamanthaGregory.com or send me an email or find me on Facebook. I've given you 3 different ways to contact me. And you can choose one. But when you're ready and you're motivated and you have some people that in your life that you need to not just survive for, but to thrive for, and you're motivated and ready to do the work, then we definitely need to talk. Because I'm here to help you get into that confidence zone and really push past all of the barriers, all of the things that are holding you back, and giving you a sense of accomplishment, a sense of I can do this, a sense of hope, and you will be in that 3% who write down your goals and accomplish your dreams. So I hope take these nuggets from today. You have your Olympic-sized dreams, and you can reach those dreams as long as you are willing to set your goals and win. Okay? So I will see you tomorrow morning and around the same time and same place. And I hope that you have a great day. So let's connect.